Hi everyone. To see all of you. It's really great to have to be able to see everyone from Thailand, from Cambodia, from Vietnam, from Laos, from Myanmar. It's really wonderful. I'm here down in Singapore. I'm at one of my learning centers. So I just concluded a very short training session, and it's wonderful to see all of you at the comfort of your own home. It's like going from my living room to your living room and to have a conversation or to have a chat with you. So I thought that with the few minutes that I have, I just thought of sharing with you some thoughts as a contestant. And by the way, a big congratulations to all the contestants, the international speech, as well as the table topics contestants. Congratulations on the completion of your speeches. It takes a lot of courage. It takes a lot of professionalism, and it takes a lot of the desire to want to improve your effective communication skills to be able to speak before a huge crowd like this. So congratulations and kudos to you all. For myself, I also competed for quite some time. And the one thing that I thought really I could crystallize from the years of competing can be best captured in a form of a story that I just thought of sharing with you in the next few minutes. This is a story that I read fairly recently, about 5 to 6 days back. I read about this story, and it's about the world's richest man. So we know that according to Forbes, and at least what's documented and what's recorded, the world's richest man is currently Jeff Bezos, who is the founder, the CEO and president of Amazon, with a net worth of, if I recall correctly, 145 billion US dollars. Now, what is not as well known is that when Jeff Bezos was very young, at about age 10, one summer, he was at his grandparents' ranch in Texas, somewhere in the US. So he was on a road trip with his grandfather and his grandmother. Granddad was driving. Jeff Bezos, age 10, cute young boy, front passenger seat, and then grandmother was at the back. Now, grandmother was doing something. Grandmother was in fact smoking. I believe the windows were down, and then she was smoking. Now, Jeff at that point in time was very good when it came with mathematics. He was really great when it came to mental calculations. So he read somewhere that for every cigarette that you smoke, it will take away 2 minutes of your life, according to the research that he read. So he did a quick calculation. He did a quick mental calculation. The number of cigarettes that his grandmother smoked a day, multiplied by the number of days that he counted his grandmother smoked, multiplied by 2 minutes per cigarette. And then after just a few seconds of quick mental calculation, he turned back and he looked at his grandmother and he told his grandmother this. He looked into the eyes of his grandmother and he said this, "Grandma, according to a research that I've read recently, 1 cigarette, 2 minutes of your life gone just like this. Based on the number of cigarettes and the number of days that I've counted you smoke, you have just taken off 9 years of your life." And then he paused. He paused. He was thinking, maybe my grandmother would be very impressed with my mental calculation abilities. My grandmother would be so impressed. And he thought at that point in time that it would be a good way to let his grandmother see how smart he was. And do you know how the grandmother reacted? What do you think? How do you think the grandmother reacted? When I asked this to my students, they gave me different answers. They said the grandmother would smack him on the head. The grandmother would scold him. The grandmother would ask grandpa to stop the car, drag him out of the car, and ask him to walk back on his own. But this was what the grandmother did. The grandmother looked at Jeff Bezos, like how I'm looking at you right now, and she cried. She burst into tears and she couldn't stop crying. She was crying uncontrollably. At that point in time, grandfather stopped the car immediately, got out, walked to the passenger's door, opened the door, had Jeff Bezos step outside of the car. And again, I asked my audience, what do you think grandpa did? Some of my students said, oh, smack Jeff Bezos on the head, left him behind, gave him a scolding of a lifetime. But grandpa did something that Jeff Bezos, even till now, 35 years later in 2010, when he told the story again, he could never forget what his granddad told him. His granddad told him, Jeff, you are really very smart. You're very clever. In fact, I've not seen a kid who is as clever as you are I mean, in terms of being able to calculate so quickly. But do you know something, Jess? It is easy to be clever, but it is difficult to be kind. And it was at that point in time that Jeff really learned something that he didn't quite learn by reading books or watching videos online. Something known as a powerful value, the value of applying enormous kindness to others, especially the people that we love. And 35 years later, in 2010, you can look up his speech. It's on YouTube. It's a very impressive speech. He spoke before the graduating class at Princeton University, filled with people who are extremely intelligent. And he told the same story, and he left the one message to the graduating class at Princeton University, and he told them this: being smart is like a gift, but being kind is a choice. It's easy to be clever, to show off our intelligence, to display our mental prowess, but it's difficult to be kind. And I think the one message I'd like to share with all honorable contestants and fellow Toastmasters, fellow brothers and sisters watching this is that as we take part in speech contests, it's really lovely an experience for us all to continue to hone our skills and to bring it to the next level. And it's also equally important, if not more so, to remind ourselves that as we get the noble stage and the ability to speak before a crowd, whether it's 1 minute to 2 minutes, 30 seconds for table topics, or 5 minutes to 7 minutes, 30 seconds for an international speech, it is very much important to apply a lot of kindness in the speech message that we share, because the message is the one that is going to stay with the audience members and it's going to potentially change their life. So with that, it's really such an honor, it's really such a privilege to be able to share my thoughts and to be able to speak and interact with everyone here. So I'd like to take this opportunity once again to wish fellow Toastmasters, brothers and sisters, the very best in everything that you do. I look forward to continue to connecting with each and every single one of you. In fact, today marks the last day of the month of fasting for our Muslim friends. I'd like to take this opportunity to also wish our Muslim friends Selamat Hari Raya Puasa. And I understand that now, given the COVID-19 crisis, it's difficult everywhere, not just in one country, but globally. So I'd like to take this opportunity to also wish everyone a safe, healthy, and happy, not just week, but years and years ahead. So stay safe, stay healthy, and stay happy always. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, and have a nice day. Take care.